the Boston Bastard Brigade, Omni-Street Inc., Wicked Anime, and Black Compare proudly present Amuck in Japan.
Bastards and wenches, welcome to episode 55 of Amuck in Japan. I am your King Baby Duck, Evan Borgo, Mr. Riki Bukuro, and #1 fan of Sanrio character Big Challenges. Thank you as always for tuning in. Joining us as always is the man with harder opinions, the king of all cat girls, and the creator of Solarian Sun, AFLM.
Hello, that is me.
Yeah. And we have the line block, the stupid awesome analyst, and the original trainer son, John Star.
I've played too many video games tonight.
Besides Tetris.
All the games besides Tetris.
All the games besides Tetris. Guys, look what we have on our screen. What are these beautiful new logos that we have here? Why, these are brand new logos that you can find on our brand new Amuck in Japan website.
Wow.
Woo! Boo. Yeah, boo yourself. Yes, our brand new website, duckjapan.com, has unofficially launched. So I'm doing a bit of a soft launch before everything goes to the new website on April 1st. So for now, you'll see basically the same articles I posted Boston Bastard Brigade for the month of March, but then after that, everything will be 100% exclusive to Amuck in Japan. And as you can see here, there's this beautiful new logo created by a world-renowned artist, someone who's very famous around here, someone by the name of AFLM.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I gotta be useful somehow today. Certainly didn't play any video games, that's for sure.
Dude, you are always useful. Andrew is the type of guy where he will bring nothing to the table, and yet he will still throw things your way in ways that will just shock you. He can take nothing into something. That's how good Andrew is.
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome, and I mean that as a compliment.
Of course.
So of course we have the new website here, and we got the bit of the layout, been tinkering with the font. So far, everything looks really good for this website. However, there's this one odd thing that I'm still trying to figure out regarding this weird blank space that is under our latest tab. So I was hoping that when the website would launch, something like magical will pop up. Like maybe the most recent article would be like super big on here. And yet, it's still blank. I don't know what this part is for. And every time I go and attempt to like delete it, I get this weird warning where like, oh geez, I don't know if you should be deleting this there, don't you know? Or this could be very important there, don't you know? So like, now I don't know what to do with this weird white spot on the website. So guys, I want to throw it towards you to maybe give me a couple of suggestions, because we already have the Twitch stream that is embedded on the top of the website, and we have the YouTube, like, a playlist of our quickies. I forget what we call them. Quickie, ducky, mucky quickies. Quick quacks.
Quick quack.
The quick quacks, yes. And the quick quacks are down there. What should I do with this white space? Should I put something new there? Or should I move one of the other things there?
Put a 30 minutes of a jar of mayonnaise there.
I know that reference. I'm trying to remember.
Right.
Oh. Or the
I
cheese.
doubt most people will.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yes.
doubt most people will know that reference.
Yes.
Put the best character on the show. There's
Yeah.
the cheese.
Better than the
Everybody who
bologna and the
doesn't know
salami.
it's Rocco's Martin Life.
Yeah.
The animation episode.
Yep, the show that just mocks everything that goes into what animation is and how it works. I used to make a joke that like that whole wacky dally bit is like, this is how most Adult Swim cartoons and shows gets passed and gets greenlit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Like, not like the good stuff like Smiling Friends, which unfortunately is coming to an end. At the end of Smiling Friends! I mean,
I think we'll be okay.
I think we'll be okay.
So here's what I think. I think that I've been reading some stuff online, and I've been seeing like the opinions of other people, and I think that when the creators of Smiling Friends had passed their stuff off to William Street and everything else, they lost the rights to the stuff that they actually wanted to do. While Zam Studios was actually a part of the production, they don't officially own the characters of Smiling Friends anymore. So it is quite possible that they want to go back into something that they own. Now, they did say that they wanted to stop the show after 4 or 5 seasons. They already told us that it was not going to be an infinitely running show.
Right.
Because they don't like the idea of doing that. And so I think that they're just trying to put something back out onto the market that will be 100% theirs. And I think it's going to be just as good as Smiling Friends. So
without question.
Absolutely would be. Anything that they would make next would definitely be worth watching. I saw the other tinfoil hat conspiracy theory, which I am more apt to believe, knowing the nature of the internet, is that they saw that Reddit, all the Redditors got a hold of Smiling Friends, and they were making like their perverted dumb art and like shipping characters and making like head cannons and stuff. And being a fan, or not really being a fan, but being familiar and watching Oni Plays and watching how they just hate Redditors and hate like the Reddit culture and make fun of them on like a constant daily basis.
Yeah,
they're just like, no, we're pulling the plug before this gets too deep.
Yeah, I mean, like
Redditors
the same
ruined it for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to assume it's the same with Gooseworks and with the like Amazing Digital Circus. Like, she already planned that this was going to be a 9-episode series, but like she said, once it's done, she never wants to touch it ever again. And I feel like it may be because of the Redditors.
But this is the work of a true creative. When your story is done, don't make any more, because then you're forced to make something for the audience instead of making it for yourself. And what, because then you become creatively bankrupt, because you're not inspired to do it anymore. Your only inspiration and your only driving force is to do it for the fans and for the money, and that's what the executives want. But you're not an executive, you're an artist.
Right, and that's how we got Fully Coolly Progressive and alternative and shoegaze and grunge.
It's kind of weird though, considering that those came so much farther after. Like a minimum of 10 to 15 years after the original.
I actually want to. We'll do an even more niche and bizarre comparison to this.
Yes.
Like a very real life example of this is Sons of Anarchy. Sons of Anarchy was supposed to be 3 seasons long, and it was supposed to end with the cartels. And then the executives said, "No, you're going to make 2 or 3 more seasons." I can't remember how much longer it was. But they extended out for, and those last seasons were garbage. They were so bad, and it's because the executive studio forced the hand of the creators to make it for the almighty dollar, because Sons of Anarchy was so popular and they needed to make more Funko Pops for it.
Right, and now
Charlie Hunnam was such a good actor.
Yeah, say your name and turn your head.
Shake it. Say it sincerely.
Yes. Which Shakespearean play was Sons of Anarchy based off of? Because I know that it's like it was either Hamlet or Macbeth or one of those, like one of the Shakespeare, one of his more serious plays.
I think it was. If anything, it would be Hamlet.
Okay. Now imagine. Okay, I know there's a movie called Hamlet 2 that makes fun of this whole thing. But imagine if like William Shakespeare, like Hamlet became a hit, and then people were like, oh, we want more Hamlet. We want you to make a sequel. Write a sequel, Bill Shakespeare. Come on, Billy. Write a sequel to Hamlet. It'd be shit. It'd be exactly like the last few seasons of Sons of Anarchy.
Hamlet.
Hamlet.
I just got bit by a vampire.
Now everyone's a werewolf.
Calm down. Just calm down.
Just calm
We've
down.
been talking about this question mark forever. We haven't even gotten to the meat of the discussion today.
Yes. And yes, anyway, let us move on
wild
to
tangent.
Yes, wild tangent. Today's episode, we've got a lot of Steam Next Fest games to talk about, and we have I think a movie that really showcases what it's like to be a gaijin here in Japan. But first, Andrew, you had a bit of a discovery the other day. Let's see if I can get this.
Yeah, he just popped up in Sun just popped up in my algorithm, and I was like, "What is this?" And then I watched it. It's all in shorts. I saw that there are longer form videos, but the shorts are charming.
Yeah,
that it's this like weird old VHS puppet, and he's just saying Japanese alphabet letters, and it's very funny.
Yeah,
it's funny and cute. And it really deserves like the short form format that it's in.
So Puppet Soon, the one on the left, that's No, that's his best friend. And then on the right, I think it's Zonzon, and that's Soon's grandpa. There are a couple of other characters. Another one that was just introduced is the singer FWAAH. And there's a green character whose name I can't remember. But most of the Puppet Soon videos are like what you just saw, those quickies with just Soon doing something rare, very, very random. But Soon is huge here in Japan. Like, you can't go anywhere without seeing Puppet Soon in a store or even on a billboard. Like, people love Puppet Soon, and it's so easy to see why, because he's just so wholesome. Like, everything about Soon is like, these are the best things in life. And Soon represents all of that. So that's why today's episode is called FWAAH! So here's another quick little example of what makes Soon very good. So this is how to say pon.
Yep, I've seen the pon episode. The first one that I saw was FWAAH.
Yeah.
It was great.
Pon. Let's see.
Funny every time.
It's
but
like
a different way.
Slow zoom in.
That's it.
It's so cute. It's so great. I love it.
I should note too that Soon's dream is to become bread. So that's why in a lot of like the end credits in he has like a TV show that's like a minute and a half long, and the end credits has all the characters dancing with bread because Soon loves bread so much that he wants to be bread.
Don't we all?
Don't we all?
Right?
I'm going to show you one more clip. I will say I played this on Christmas way too many times. That's it. It's just I played that like 700 times on Christmas. It's just so cute. Soon's legit, like the best. Like, it makes me miss Glove and Boots. I wish Glove and Boots was still around. Yeah. But
I mean, yeah. Glove and Boots was like a rare thing that happened. And also like season 1 Glove and Boots was really good, and then when Bento Box really like started to get them, on board. They stopped being as good as it used to be. I think, and then it just stopped. I think they couldn't produce it anymore because it was too expensive.
That makes me so sad, man. Because like those, I still watch a lot of Glove and Boots videos from time to time.
Yeah.
I show my students Glove and Boots videos from time to time, and they love it.
Yeah.
So it's sad that we don't have Glove and Boots anymore, but we've got Soon Soon. Soon Soon actually fills that hole that Glove and Boots left. And even though it's in Japanese, number one, there are subtitles. They know Soon Soon has some sort of international fan base. But number two, the videos are so easy to watch. You could probably marathon through all of the Puppet Soon Soon videos in less than 2 hours. So do yourself a
that's
favor.
a lot of videos for 30-second little bit videos or 11-second ones like this, and 2 hours still keeps you busy. Like ridiculous.
Crazy.
It's a lot of content.
It's a lot of content. It's very random, but he's so cute. I love Soon Soon so much. Every time I go to a crane game place, I always see Soon Soon plushies, and like I always try to go for one. And like,
wow,
it's so hard. Like they're big. They're big as my gay kappa son here. Yeah, please do yourself a favor. Watch Puppet Soon Soon, and your world will become a much better place. I guarantee it. Now, speaking of finding a better place in life, just like me, living here in Japan, I have really found who I am, who I want to be, what kind of person I aim to achieve to be, and basically my place in life. And there is a brand new movie that just came out that I feel really showcases a lot of the reasons why I love living here in Japan. And that film is called Rental Family.
Yep. So, yeah, we all got the chance to watch it this week.
Yeah.
And, Evan, I think you watched it way earlier than us. But.
Yes, I was the one who brought it up. Like, I sent you the message, like, guys, Rental Family is on Hulu. Go and watch it.
And I had seen the original trailer when it had dropped. I think the day it dropped on Instagram, I had watched the whole thing because I'll stop to watch anything Brendan Fraser does.
Yes.
But, I finally got around to watching this movie, and it is 10 out of 10.
Oh, yeah. This is, like, such a worthwhile movie to watch.
So, to talk a little bit about what it's about. So, Brendan Fraser, he plays this kind of washed-up actor who takes this brand new job of a rental service where he rents himself out as someone who pretends to be somebody else. So on the right here, you see like the young girl and the woman. So he is pretending to be her father because I don't know they never go into what happened to the real dad or not, I don't think. And on the guy on the left here in the purple, he pretends to be a journalist talking about his life on stage and acting. And the guy on the far left is the guy who runs the whole rental service.
Right. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I want you to finish explaining it because I'm gonna talk about like the actual film itself and like what it meant and
so as the story goes on, he kind of tries to find basically what I just talked about, his place in society, what it really means to be Japanese here in Japan, and basically his purpose, even like kind of like rediscovering his faith in humanity and even faith in religion as well too, I would say.
Yeah, and so the thing that I actually loved about the movie, as much of it was a movie about Brendan Fraser's character and rediscovering himself there. This movie was, I'm gonna put it in like the most hyperbolic way possible, a nasty critique on the Japanese culture, and this is done by a Japanese production. Like, it was a Japanese director, Japanese cinematography, Japanese like on site, everything. It was Japanese. So this was like a harsh critique on the Japanese culture and the old ways of never expressing how you truly feel, and always push the blame to yourself or someone else to not rock the boat, because Japan is a very non-confrontational, do not rock the boat of society culture. So
Right.
like when people talk about it, they're like, oh, everybody in Japan is so nice, like nobody fights, nobody argues. It's like no. They bottle all of that up.
Yeah.
Like it's not a healthy culture. And the thing that I absolutely loved about this movie was somebody actually had the guts to go ahead and make a film that critiqued the very thing that's killing everybody in Japan.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, and this is actually something that I talk a lot about with like my fellow Japanese teachers, and they like all agree. It's like we should be a lot more open. We should be And here's the thing: you can confront things without actually rocking the freaking boat, because that's how real adults actually talk. That's how they confront. That's how they deal with issues. Real people just sort things out without any worry about rocking the boat too much. Like if you talk like adults. If you just get off what's on your chest, if you just really truly tell people how you feel, you're not going to rock the boat at all. People will understand you more.
Well, and I really liked the idea that, and again, with this being a Japanese production, right?
Yeah.
That in the same way that the people in the movie took the American and put him into this, oh, you have to play the American role. That is exactly what the filmmaker did, was he took Brendan Fraser and said, you're going to play the American.
Yeah.
In the sense of your character doesn't understand this culture, and that's a good thing, because you are going to rock the boat. Because you don't understand the intricacies of Japanese communication and how we like, and how he's just like, he doesn't understand, because it's a silly concept of him being like, oh, this is like, why are they doing it this way? Like, why? I don't understand why everybody is so upset about this.
Why the fake funeral for this guy?
Oh, dude, that was so funny. Like,
yeah,
I was freaking out about that. But
which is real. Apparently, do stuff like this. By the way, it's a legit thing.
Honestly, though, like we've seen it done before, and it's called Tuesdays with Maury, right?
Yeah.
And because like that was the whole thing with Tuesdays at Maury's was it was eventually leading up to where Maury went to his own funeral, and how everybody did. And so like these funeral services things, like it allows people to like feel alive again, and remind people like, oh, like, will I actually make an impact in life? Am I going to be missed?
Yeah.
To be fair, they actually also do this for teenagers, like when they try to, like, they do scared straight programs with like drunk driving and things like that. And they like send them to the hospital, and then they have their family perform their funeral to make sure that they won't do drugs or drink and drive and things like that.
Oh my gosh, I totally remember that. I used to watch like 90s after school specials about these sorts of things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
so not super uncommon.
Yeah. And it was really cool that the role that he played in the movie was the role that the director gave him in real life to play this part, was him playing the fish out of water American who doesn't understand culture, which is like, congratulations, like you're playing who I hired you to be in the movie as well. And so I just found it so charming, because he was able to get to the deeper roots of these problems, because he's an American, therefore he doesn't think the same way as a Japanese person.
Right.
Therefore he did rock the boat, therefore he did change a lot of these people's outlooks on life, and it was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah. There's a line that he says in the movie that's kind of like my mantra. You know, I'm a gaijin. Japan is my home. Mm-hmm. I want to understand. Mm-hmm. Like, that's kind of like my mantra here. Like, I'm a gaijin. Japan is my home. Teach me how to understand. But, again, let me tell you how I feel afterwards about this. And maybe we'll meet in the middle someplace.
Yeah. And I liked some of the artistic choices that they made in this movie. I mean, it's a very colorful movie.
Yes.
In some places, and then they use a lack of color in others, which I thought was really great way to do visual storytelling amongst the whole thing.
I noticed when he's with the daughter, it's very colorful. Like especially when they do this whole like parent group project thing, and she invites the one kid who doesn't have the parents come, or when he goes to that cat monster festival, everything's very colorful. But then when he's with the actor who's aging, who possibly has some form of dementia, like the colors are faded. It's like kind of a symbolic of in this aspect, he's bringing color back into this world of for this daughter character, for this little girl. And in this aspect, and the other aspect, he's showing, the older man is showing Brendan Fraser, my time is coming to an end. Let me tell you as much as I can about my world before it finally, like, goes away, before the last leaf on my tree falls off.
Yeah. And this movie has moments that are very sad in it.
Oh, I cried, dude. I cried so much in this movie. And
there was one point in the movie that it was such a big twist that I was it legitimately, like Christine and I watched it together, we were shocked. It happened. And
I think I know what you're talking about.
But I won't say what it is because I want everybody to see the movie. And then there was a part in the movie that I don't know if Christine and I laughed at like any harder for, you know.
Yeah, like
overall, it is a feel good movie.
Yes.
I thought it was amazing that this movie is kind of labeled as a comedy. Because it is a dramedy for sure.
Yeah. A drama first with comedic elements.
Yeah. But it's I don't know, like it's just so endearing. Like the characters had to be good and every character was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
want to talk about it in like so much more detail, but I like truly don't want to spoil this movie.
Oh, I think everybody needs to watch this movie. I think
absolutely.
This movie is if it's not a 10 out of 10, it's the closest to a 10 out of 10 I've ever seen.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I feel like I'm shocked that this movie, I don't think even got a single Oscar nomination, which, like, I know we don't really give a shit about the Oscars here.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like,
crap.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't nominate Hundreds of Beavers last year, so it absolutely shows that the Oscars know nothing. They know nothing about class and taste. But yeah, I will say there's a little story element that I wish they dove a little bit into more. And there's like this one other character that you see him hang out with, and they just basically go into like, what is it? Like they basically go to cabaret clubs and strip clubs together.
Oh yeah, and he starts off by playing video games with him.
Yeah, it starts off by playing video games with him, and then you go to strip clubs. But there wasn't a real conclusion to that story.
No, yeah, that character just disappeared.
Yeah,
that's true.
I kind of wish that maybe there was some closure with that character. But other than that, absolutely a great movie, perfect movie. I've been telling everybody to go and watch this film. It's actually playing in movie theaters right now here in Japan.
Oh, really?
Oh. Yeah. So, like, I'm telling, like, all of my friends, like, you got to go and see this while it's playing here. It's, like, it's so good, and it's, like, very eye-opening. Like you said, I feel like if more people watch this film, I know it's stupid to say, like, one film can change the lives of many. But I feel like if many people, and if enough people watch this, a conversation will begin. I don't know where that conversation will lead or where it will end, but at least people will be talking.
Yeah, it's a critique.
Yes.
The movie is a critique on culture, and I think it's appropriate.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Like, dude, like, can I say, like, I used to be the kind of person who never cried. And, like, this does deal a lot with my autism spectrum, where during occupational therapy. I actually had to learn how to emote properly, but I was never taught properly how to like actually cry or shed a tear. This year alone, I have cried like 5 times. Twice for a rental family, and 3 times for Demon Lord's daughter is too kind. So I think I'm getting all of my humanity back this year, thanks to, in some way, the Japanese culture. Be it a movie critiquing Japanese culture or Japanese culture as a whole. All right. And now, folks, we've got ourselves a brand new weekly segment because it's something we always talk about on the show, so I might as well give it a segment. I'm calling it, Will We Talk About Horse Girls Today?
We just
I
did.
talk about horse girls every day.
Yes! The answer is yes, we will talk about horse girls today. Because, at long last, in America, finally opening, we have Umamusume, Pretty Derby, beginning of a new era. I saw this movie opening weekend when it opened here in Japan a year and a half ago. And even without subtitles or anything, like I was just glued to this film, in awe of this film, and just peak horse culture, peak horse culture, peak horse girl culture. This was before Cinderella Grey, of course. Before Cinderella Grey came around and just wowed everyone. But guys,
I have thoughts.
you have thoughts. All right, John. What are your thoughts?
I didn't like this movie at all. I didn't. I was
Blasphemy! Blasphemy! Blasphemy!
I mean, the animation is great. Like, there's no going against that. You know that the animation itself in the movie is really good.
This is an animation spectacle for sure.
Yeah. But like, gosh, I did not like Jungle Pocket. Man, there was nothing that I liked about her character.
I was gonna ask you what you thought of Jungle Pocket as the protagonist, because this is like a real tomboyish horse girl character that, like, very much like very different from every other horse girl that we've seen be the lead.
Well,
I
she's
don't know.
obnoxious.
There's jungle. I mean, there's tomboy horse girls throughout the entirety of there, but like none of them are assholes. And like I don't understand why they picked Jungle Pocket to be like the lead.
Well, because it's as we discussed in our own little group. It's because this wasn't Jungle Pocket's movie. This is Agnes Tachyon's movie.
Yes, as we see out here on the screen right there.
I am currently doing an Agnes Tachyon run. Ironically, not because we were going to do this discussion today, but because I haven't done a run with her yet, and I was like, really? Okay. So I in the same way that season 1 of Uma Musume is Silent Suzuka's season, but through the eyes of Special Week, and season 1 of Cinderella Grey is about it's Belle No is more of the main character, and it's about Oguri Cap through Belle No's eyes, and then season 2 of Cinderella Grey is about Tamamo Cross, but through Oguri Cap's eyes.
Yeah,
they always do this. They choose one horse who it is not actually about them. They are observing a different horse. The only one that obviously didn't do that was season 2, which was about Tokai Teo, and she was the main character, and then Kita-san Black season 3.
Yes,
but it is a common theme, and that's what this movie was. Is they chose Jungle Pocket to make this about Agnes Tachyon. My big problem with this movie, where it was, I really enjoyed this movie.
Okay.
And I felt like I should have watched Road to the Top before I watched this, which is free on YouTube, by the way.
Yeah.
You could watch Road to the Top on free on YouTube. The whole thing is there because that concludes TM Opera's story, and that's kind of like the conclusion of the movie, even though you have no frame of reference to it because all of them are watching her.
Yeah,
and then,
dude, I like the build up and hype to TM Opera's thing was so flat for me, and I think maybe that was probably a part of it is that they didn't have like that story.
Yeah, there's a prequel to this story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in actuality, yeah. And so, like, yeah, there's a YouTube version. But, like, 2 weeks before the beginning of a new era hit theaters, they actually put out a theatrical version of Road to the Top in the movie theater, which was basically just the 4 episodes all just glued together.
And so what I thought about this film was this movie really could have done with 15 to 20 minutes shaved off of it.
Which is crazy. Hold on.
Yeah. So
saying that is crazy. This movie is an hour and 48 minutes long, and it felt like 3.
Yes.
It was so dang long.
Well, because as soon as
when
you were
is
like
over.
Yeah, well, because as soon as you were like, oh dang, it's going into the final act, it's like, nope, there's a 4th act, and you're like, oh my gosh. But it's weird because how do I want to put this? Jungle Pocket has like this massive mental breakdown in the movie, right?
Yeah, because Agnes Tachyon, something happens to Agnes Tachyon.
Where she's so frustrated that she didn't beat Agnes Tachyon.
Yeah,
and then Agnes Tachyon retires. And that eats her up so much because she chose Agnes Tachyon as her rival. Therefore, she can never beat Agnes Tachyon physically. She can beat her time, but she can't beat her.
Can I say like how much I love the look in Agnes's eyes when she confronts when Jungle Pocket confronts it. She has this look in her eyes where it's like tough shit.
I loved Agnes Tachyon. She was so well done in the movie, and she was crazy. She is a psychopath.
Yeah, and I mentioned this in my review. Is like she kind of is a good villain. Like, and nothing's more villainous than like retiring and not making the hero or letting the hero beat them. I'm like, how much of a villain is that? Cool.
But there's a good half hour of this movie where Jungle Pocket is wallowing in it, and we're like, yes, I get it. She's sad. I get it. And she has like a lot of like the movie felt like a fever dream. Like this movie is a fever dream.
Well, so this movie is also very melodramatic. Like that's the other thing too, is that like listening to these characters emote and how many times Jungle Pocket goes like this is just obnoxious.
Well, there's a lot of collars getting grabbed in this movie. A lot of people grabbing each other by the collar.
Yeah,
and I really think that like we could have done it without 15 minutes, but I think like Road to the Top, they did this in 4 episodes. This is 4 or 5 episodes of Uma Musume, and that's why it's put into like a 4 or 5 act structure, is because they can split it up into episodes if need be. And I wanted to go somewhere else with this. Oh yes, when I had the flu. So I had the flu, and I was up all night long because I had a fever, and I couldn't sleep. So I watched, I just binge watched a ton of season 2 of Uma Musume.
Yeah, with the Tokaitea arc.
And then of course all my fever dreams were about Uma Musume, and that's what this movie felt like. Like it felt like I was going through my fever dreams of Uma Musume because I watched too much of it. And so I was like, oh, that's that familiar feeling. Oh, okay. Like it was like when I had the flu. So, but I liked the movie. I still give it a positive review because I love the animation. I love Agnes Tachyon. I think Jungle Pocket's a good. I think I like Jungle Pocket enough to be a good tomboy horse, but she is obnoxious. I do agree that she is obnoxious. So, Jonathan, you had a favorite character.
Well, Manhattan Cafe.
Manhattan Cafe.
So I loved Manhattan Cafe because she was like so brought down by Agnes Tachyon and being on and like having to deal with Agnes Tachyon the whole time. Like it was almost like she was being experimented on by Agnes Tachyon because like those rings around her eyes were so crazy. No, Jonathan, you said Dansu Flame was your favorite.
Oh,
like,
yes,
you thought the movie should have been about Dansu Flame.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot about that actually. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. She was such a better horse, like a better character, a more sympathetic character that we could get behind. I was sad that she lost the Japan Derby, as to which was the historical event where the real Jungle Pocket actually did the roar in front of the audience.
And I've actually seen the video footage of that roar. It's like the real, it's just like he's running. He's like,
I do suppose we should talk about that a little bit. Is the reason why Jungle Pocket screams is because the actual horse in history did roar at one of the things after winning.
Yeah.
But also Agnes Tachyon was the way that she was because the real Agnes Tachyon was just built different, as our buddy Seth would say all the time.
Yeah.
Where his tendons grew weird, which forced him to run better, but it gave him tendonitis, which destroyed his legs. Which is what happens in the movie. It's not really a spoiler because it's like the whole point of the movie. And
we've already talked about her retiring 1,000 times.
I know, yeah, and this is just the real story of Agnes. Like, this is the real history of like all this stuff actually happened, which is really weird. It's just personified as cute horse girls, sometimes psycho horse girls, and so the horse himself was built this way and really weird that Agnes Tachyon only ran 4 races, and same with Fuji, that the mentor to Jungle Pocket.
Yeah, Fuji. Yep.
Yeah, Fuji, who also only raced 4 races, was the best winner, and then also retired, which is the same thing that Agnes Tachyon did, and that which caused Jungle Pocket to freak out, which means that Fuji's rivals also never got to beat her in the race. Yeah. So it's an interesting story. I think it's very Japanese in its storytelling, as far as how long the movie is and how melodramatic it is and how drawn out it is. And that's just my biggest critique. It could have been 15 to 20 minutes shorter. It would have been a perfect movie.
My favorite part of the movie was when the opening scene started and the first line in the movie is Uma Musume. Yeah. And then in the very front row, we heard, oh,
Yeah. Uma Musume. Like this guy in the front row just. And it was so funny. I was really worried that we were going to get a theater of people who were just going to like hoot and holler and make fun of it the whole time.
Yeah.
But
everybody was taking it very seriously.
Yeah, look at this guy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, we salute our horse girls here.
Yeah, and
we don't chicken jockey this shit, man. This is about real jockeys, real horse girls, man.
Yeah, everybody was very respectful in the theater. Everybody, because when you go to an anime movie, it's a very different audience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes.
But that first part was very funny, and with how dark this movie was, this is a dark Uma Musume movie too. Like, very, very dark and not fun and not. Like there's cute and funny parts in it, but overall the story is very not what you get from season 1, 2, and 3, right?
Well, you would say season 2 actually surprisingly has a lot of dark stuff because you've got Tokai Teo that is trying to like recover from this injury, and she keeps injuring herself to the point where she thinks she has to retire, but like it builds up towards that beacon of hope of okay, she finally was able to recover and win a race again.
Yeah, which also really happened. The real Tokai Teo kept breaking his leg and recovering, which is not something that a horse does.
Yeah, they turned to glue after the first time.
Yeah, but so what were we talking about before this? Oh yeah, I really liked, so because of how dark this movie was, I was really thrown off by the fact that when the credits finally did start rolling, that the credits song was Umapoi, which is like...
It's the trademark, though. It's the trademark.
It really is.
But it doesn't
like, this movie isn't deserving of Umapoi because it does not give the vibes of Umapoi. So... But I thought that was very funny because I love Umapoi so much. I love Umapoi so much that I was. It's on my Spotify playlist. I love it so much.
Yeah, but I loved how they ended the movie too, with all of the horses coming out of retirement to run one more race so that they could dance at the end of the frickin' film,
which they did not. You know, which is like horses do not retire or do not unretire. Friends are racing.
They either become glue or stags.
Yeah,
yeah, they just breathe like crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just. It was a very large juxtaposition to the rest of the film. And it is kind of funny though, because like when you say that season 2 of Uma Musume is much darker because it has to do with like a horse that's always hurt, you never get a moment like Tokai Teo singing about how much she loves honey, or like, you know,
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like you don't get that. You don't get the reaction, the comical reaction of like your leg's broken. Yeah, you know, like you don't get that. You know, all the stuff that makes clips on Instagram.
Yeah, well, she does. She does like that face, like that kind of like when the doctor's first like checking her, or like she pricks her with like the needle. Just that.
Yeah,
just that.
Like there's nothing like that in this film. You get like these really dramatic shots and people pointing towards each other like this, and then you see Takion's foot, and then
we can all agree though that the animation was like, this is Cygames Pictures showing their big dick energy, basically.
Well, Studio Wit was like, like because they don't do Uma Musume. Like it's a few different studios that do Uma Musume, but
so PA Works did season 1, Studio Kai did seasons 2, 3, and Road to the Top, and Cygames Pictures did the movie and Cinderella Grey.
Right. Well, Studio Wit did the movie.
No, they didn't.
Wit is definitely in the credits for the movie
as a secondary. All right. So dude, like, look at the credits again. You'll see all of them. All the studios had like a piece of this. So like, I believe Studio Wit's in there. JC Staff is in there. PA Works is in there. Studio Kai's in there. Which other one am I thinking of? JC? Did I say JC? I think I said JC Staff already. I think even Studio Dean is in there somewhere. Remember when we watched the Konosuba movie and we just saw all the studios that like maybe animated a frame of that movie? It's basically the same thing with Uma Musume. Right.
Well, either way, like this is very Attack on Titan coded when it comes to like Studio Wit's work and how they do very over the top angles and whatever. But you know, going to see an animated Japanese anime film is a very different experience. And that's like the whole thing with this. You know, it was just very different, but it was very good.
Yeah. Although John disagrees, he did not like the film.
I didn't.
I
really did not.
Our little brother went to go to the movies with us and saw it. So he said he enjoyed it. I asked him multiple times. I was like, "It is okay for you to not like this movie." Like, even though you went, so I was like, "It is okay for you to say you did not enjoy it." And he was like, "No, I enjoyed it."
Really?
Like, oh, that's pretty cool.
It was his first foreign film, actually. He has dyslexia, so he has trouble reading subtitles, and so he stuck to the imagery, and he enjoyed the imagery.
Yeah, so like what you did.
Yeah, like that's how I watched it. Was like there are no subtitles at all.
You had no subtitles, right?
Yeah, I had no subtitles whatsoever, and like I watched it. I was able to follow the story, and was still able to enjoy it. I actually did this with the Spy Family movie too. My mom joined me to watch the Spy Family movie in the movie theater when it was opening, when it was playing Christmas 2023. And she enjoyed the Spy Family movie despite not knowing anything about Spy Family or being able to understand the movie completely. Mm-hmm. It's like I feel like anime is just really good at that. It's like you don't have to know the language. Like the imagery can tell you the story alone.
It's the essence of being a good animator altogether.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, we all have our shared different opinions on the film, but we can all agree that it's quite the spectacle to see on the big screen.
Definitely, yeah. Seeing it because I haven't been to the movies in a long time, so being like my first time going back to the movies and it being an anime movie and not just an anime movie but Uma Musume, like the fact that I get to boast that I saw an Uma Musume film in the theaters is actually kind of dope.
I'll agree to that. I'll agree to that for sure.
All right. So yeah. And that today is, well, we talk about Horse Girls today, which, yes, we did. We have talked about Horse Girls.
Okay.
Now, since Uma Musume is also a video game, let's talk about some gaming stuff. And some big news came along the way just a couple of days ago. Oh, hey. Who here loves High Guard?
Conquer 2 is already gone.
Dude,
I love watching the AAA industry absolutely crapping the bed. It is the best.
Yeah.
I pray for its downfall. Everybody's like, "Oh, that's a really bleak way to look at it." It's like, no, I've been in the industry. I know how the industry works. They deserve everything. The fact that they're so out of touch artistically that they thought this was a good idea is pathetic.
The fact that they ended the Game Awards this past year with this reveal, like, just tells you enough. It was like...
Well, and everybody knew. Everybody called this from a mile away. As soon as they saw it, they said, this is going to be Conquered 2.
Yeah.
And guess what?
It was.
We got the news that it is shutting down in March, which is right now. We are in March. That's so pathetic.
It is. You gotta... You know, man, it's like... You have all these live service video games. And all of these live service video games are trying to compete against Fortnite and Minecraft. Mm-hmm. And they're trying to steal their audience. The problem is that they're not bringing something new to the table that could steal their audience. They're all doing the same goddamn thing over and over and over again. It's like... And, like, I'll even throw in, like, Call of Duty as well, because a lot of people still play Call of Duty for some reason or another.
Call of Duty 6 was really good, but I don't need one every year.
Yeah, yes, right, exactly.
The breakneck speed that Black Ops 7 came out at was just like, whoa, I just stopped playing.
Yeah, I thought we were playing Call of Duty 6. Why is Call of Duty 7 coming out?
Yeah, but, like, people, like, whenever they make a game and it's just the same as Call of Duty or the same as Fortnite, or, you know, there really isn't anything out there that's similar to Minecraft, because Minecraft is just Minecraft. But, like, whenever you have a game that tries to take the audience from Fortnite or Call of Duty and bring it into them, they just fall on their faces every single time. And the reason why is because they don't bring anything new to the table. They just think, oh, look, brand new shiny thing. Maybe this will get their attention. Well, what's something new you've added to the gameplay mechanics that none of these other games have?
Well, to look at it from another perspective is that I was talking to actually some of my students about it today, was that everybody's playing Deadlock, which is Valve's hero shooter game right now, which is also a MOBA. So they took League of Legends and they smashed it together with Overwatch, and it's being given away. One, it's free. Two, you can only play it if a friend invites you, and monthly there are over 100,000 unique players.
There are more people playing an invite-only beta. Even actually, no, an alpha. This is like in between alpha and beta builds. There are more people playing an invite-only alpha beta builds than a game that got released and is like full launch. And Jeff Keighley lied to us, man. I can't believe it. That's so crazy. How could you do this, Jeff Keighley? I trust
this game is going to change the way we all look at video games forever. No.
I trusted you watching your slop game award show that I wanted to be over like 2 hours into it.
Oh my god! Oh, I don't think I ever want to do that again. Like dude. Like
the fact that like we were making like a funny commentary like for the whole thing, and then at the end we were just like, I'm so tired. I don't want to.
I can't. Anymore. I've run out of jokes.
There's so many bad games coming out. I just don't care.
Yeah, it's like I've run out of jokes. I've run out of material. This is just mocking itself at this point. I wish it was a drinking game that we were doing, because at least if we had passed out drunk, we could have just avoided watching the rest of it. The only time I would ever be like encourage drinking is watching the Game Awards, because maybe you'll pass out watching it and you'll save yourself the trouble of watching too many shitty game trailer reviews.
It's so bad. And the fact that we got this like joke of Highguard and Jeff Keighley being like, oh, they paid me so much money to say this is the greatest game ever, it's going to change forever, and it's literally the same thing we've seen a million times. Dude,
they should have ended it with the Mega Man reveal. What was the other one that I was really excited about? It was the one that everybody... the new Divinity game. Yeah.
Like, as soon as like the Divinity stuff came around, but they're like, oh, but everybody knew that Divinity was happening, or that there was going to be an announcement, because they were like, showing the tree. I was like, who cares? It was the greatest thing that we saw at the show, because it was so disturbing and eye-catching. Then you see Larian Studios. They're like, oh, that's the Baldur's Gate 3 guys, even though I played Divinity 2 and the other games previously. But, that's a spectacle that people want to see. Mm-hmm. It's so funny. AAA gaming, like watching when I was in college, back when I was in college doing this, I said, and I was 18 at the time. I was 18 to 20 years old, and I was like, the AAA game industry is going to crash. It is going to crash. It is going to fail. And everybody was like, no, it's not. It's too big to fail. And guess what? Of course, I was right, because I'm right about everything. And I'm still being proven right as we watch Highguard and Concord and all these studios getting taken over by poorly informed execs and horrible artists.
Yeah. Guys in suits. Guys in suits ruin everything. Yeah. So, they're never going to learn their lesson. That's the thing that pisses me off so much, is like, they will never learn. In regards to this, they didn't learn with Concord, they didn't learn with Highguard, and they will not learn after the next game that will be exactly like all the other big 3 games when that gets launched and just end services 1 or 2 months later. They never learn.
Yeah, I mean,
by the way, do yourself a favor. Watch the Angry Joe review of Highguard, and like he really rips the shit out of it so much, because it took him 10 years to make Highguard, and like this is what 10 years of work looks like. It's like it looks like you just cut and pasted all the bad ideas into one game.
Yeah. I don't know, man. When you have teams of people working on this stuff, and the small indie games are creating way better content than anything you could absolutely imagine. It's like, what are we wasting our money on?
Yeah.
Like, why? Like, we're feeding these studios movie budgets, Hollywood film budgets, and Hollywood films suck too.
Yeah.
But it's like we're feeding these game studios Hollywood film budgets to waste 10 years of their lives on a product that people aren't buying. Look at Sony. What is it? Something of Midnight, Stroke of Midnight, the Bayou one. And it flopped. It flopped on PC.
I never even heard of this game, by the way.
Yeah. It's a focus group game. It flopped, and now they're on PlayStation. Now they're porting it to PC, and they're just like, oh, it'll totally be different. It's like, why are you wasting your money on a PC port? Nobody's gonna play it. Like, why are you wasting your money on this? So it's so pathetic. It's so awful. Like I haven't bought a video game. Like my computer is still running off of a 1080 Ti. You know what can run a 1080 Ti? Resident Evil Requiem. Like in all these new games that are coming out are like, no, you need a 3060, you need a 3080, you need we're heading into the 40. It's like, nope. Resident Evil made sure that it was a 2060 at max is recommended specs that you needed, which a 1080 Ti still runs at like a 2070 level.
Yeah.
So like I could play Resident Evil if I wanted to right now, and that game looks amazing.
Yeah, dude, I've heard great things. Like okay, so like I feel like Capcom has learned its lesson for the most part.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Resident Evil Requiem looks great. So.
Yeah. And I'll even say, like, even Konami too. Like Konami was the shitter, like the shittiest company, like for what, years? And then they released a shockingly good remake of Silent Hill 2, a shockingly good remake of the Metal Gear Solid, and then actually released a new Silent Hill game that everybody is still talking about. So like maybe the Japanese companies like figured something out. And maybe it's just the Western game companies that are like, pull your head out of your ass, please. Just stop.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't bought a new video game in a long time, and I mean, if as long as my computer can still run the games that I play, which it does, I'm gonna be. And indie games are all about being able to run on any hardware ever, so it's great. It's fine. I'm good with sticking with that.
Yeah. I think the last video game I bought was that Bunny Garden Gaiden one, the one where it's the drunk bunny girls trying to help them get home, which was a small development team, and I will guarantee you that game's more fun than anything that High Guard would have been, or was, or whatever. Yeah.
People know what High Guard is?
What is it's a guard that smoked too much weed. He's a high guard.
Should we talk about indie games now?
Yeah, dude. All right. Now that we've done shitting on video games, let's talk about actual video games. Steam Next Fest just happened. And John
I got
and
a little bit more. I got a little bit more to shit on, especially for Next Fest. But
okay. Yeah.
There were a lot of good games, but
yeah, same here. A lot of good games, but yeah. So
open piece, and then I'll rant.
All right. So the very first game that I want to talk about is Super Alloy Crush. Now, this game started out very good. So it's like a side-scroller, beat-em-up, kind of very reminiscent of Mega Man and Striker, and even a little bit of like the classic Ninja Gaiden kind of style. Some beautiful visuals, beautiful graphics. But like halfway through the game, it went from being a side-scroller beat-em-up to basically one of those like beating up enemies in waves over and over and over again. And I don't know if that was just because it was the demo, or that's just the way this game is set up, where you go through one level and then you go through like 10 different waves of enemy fights with like 2 or 3 boss battles. Because it really took a little bit of the immersion out of me, because I wanted to explore more of the world, do more of the side-scrolling, and a lot less of these enemy wave things, because it just kind of takes the steam out of my engine when that happens.
It looked like a cool game. I watched all the trailers to the games that you had here on the slideshow beforehand, just so that like I could be familiar with them, and this one did seem like a lot of fun.
Okay. All right. So
your was good.
Yeah, artwork is good. So we have Holly Drop.
Yeah, my first game was a Tetris butt.
Of course.
We all always have to start with the Tetris butt. However, I've put my games in order of least likely to buy to most likely to buy.
Okay.
So, and unfortunately, this one was just some more Tetris slop that just didn't make any sense to me. I played one game of it, and it's the only game on my list that I had to Alt F4 in order to get out of, because I went to go change the controls. The one thing that I'm very serious about with my Tetris games is that the controls have to be customizable to what I need them to be.
Yeah.
So I went into the menu customization thing to change the controls, and then suddenly all of my controls on the keyboard stopped working, and I couldn't even exit out of the menu to get out of there. And so I had to Alt F4 out of the game in order to even remotely get anywhere back to Polydrop. So the demo had some bugs in it that were actually seriously broken, and because they don't go through they go through the controls with you and everything, but the way that they had the default control setup was just not good.
Okay.
So I didn't really enjoy it all that much.
All right. Very surprised, because I know you call it Tetris slop, but you're someone who will slop up anything Tetris related most of the time.
I'll at least try it. It's like, is all pizza good? No, but it's pizza. I'm gonna eat pizza. That's what Tetris games are to me. Is like, is it good? No. Am I gonna eat it? Yeah, I am.
Yes. And then never try it again afterwards.
Yeah. Right.
Right. Okay. Next one, Akatori, Red Bird. Another side-scroller, very beautifully animated video game. It kind of reminded me, gameplay-wise, a little bit of, like, Shantae, without the magical aspects. It's more beat-em-ups and learning kung fu and fighting. One of the things that I did not like about this game was there weren't enough checkpoint systems in this. It was one of those games where, like I would play for 10 minutes straight, and there wouldn't be a single checkpoint, and I would die, and I would have to go all the way back and replay those 10 minutes again, only to go and die again, replay those 10 minutes again, die, replay, over and over and over again. And it got to a point where I actually rage quit this game. I rage quit this demo because it was so frustratingly hard. Which disappointed me because the artwork is beautiful, the story sounded interesting, but the game itself just was way too frustrating for me to actually enjoy playing it.
Yeah. I also have a really hard time with Metroidvanias. I do remember seeing the trailer for this game when it dropped. But like Metroidvanias really don't do it for me. It's too much exploration for me. I'm a more linear kind of guy, and I know that there's going to be gamers out there who are like, "You're not a real gamer," but like I am, and I just don't like the idea.
How many video games have you made?
Yeah, right. I just don't like. I personally do not like the too many options to explore. You can go anywhere you want, and I know that not all Metroidvanias are like that. They lock you into certain places, but I hate backtracking and traveling across maps like this.
Yeah,
so.
I will say that the thing I love about Shantae, the game series, is that it does that enough where it's not frustrating. Like, the worlds are big enough, but they don't feel overwhelming, so that when you do have to backtrack, it doesn't take too long for you to backtrack compared to other.
Yeah, it's the reason why I never finished Hollow Knight.
Wow,
because it was too big, too much, and also they added in, which I think they did with this game too. They added in those Souls-like fights where you could die in 2 hits.
Yeah,
if you're not careful, and yeah.
Oh yeah. And the jumping sucks in this game too. Like there was a part in this game, and this was actually legit the thing that killed me over and over and over again. There's like this big leap that I had to make, and like I try to do the double jump as best as I can. I still plummet to my death over and over and over again. And like that's what frustrated me the most. The actual boss fight, the actual fights itself were okay. They were hard, and I did lose a good chunk of health. But when you put a gap in a jump that feels so frustratingly impossible to actually like complete properly, that just pisses me off.
Yeah.
All right. So next we have Deathlust.
Yeah.
Lust.
So
Deathlust.
It is actually not the kind of game that it sounds like.
Oh.
Deathlust is like a speedrunner game where like you play as this witch demon thing that flies through these gates, and you have to shoot spells and beams at like things trying to stop you, and if you die, you start over, and it's like a speedrunner game. But this game made me feel so much like a game journalist when I was playing it, because I could not get past the tutorial level. And every time you died, it restarted you, and you had to read all of the tutorial level texts over again.
So, like, how I experienced Ghost Runner is like I never got past the tutorial level of Ghost Runner.
Well, this one, but I did awesome at Ghost Runner. That's the thing, but this one was just so unreasonably confusing and hard for such a simple game. There's only like 3 buttons in the game, but I couldn't do it. Like it just wasn't working. The idea for the game is interesting, but it's not fully developed enough yet in order for it to really be something.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
That's all I got.
All right. Bonbon. I really wanted to like this game. This was a really unique looking throwback to Nintendo 64 open world platform games, very much like Glover or Super Mario 64. You play a Bonnie that blows things up, and you can use bombs to double jump in a better way. I really wanted to like this game, but there's one thing that they brought over from 1996 that they should not have brought into 2026, and that was a shitty camera system. This camera system killed it for me. Like, it killed all of my hype. Like, I could not figure out how long, like, a hazard was, because I could not angle the camera properly to see the actual length of the hazard. So I kept dying over and over and over again, to the point where, again, rage quit. I rage quit this game. And it's a shame, because I really wanted to like Bonbon and had some really good ideas and concepts, but because of this really awful camera, I couldn't get past this one area in the first level. So, like, if they were to go back and make it so that the camera is free roaming and it's not like how it was in Super Mario 64, where it's just like one angle, this angle, or this angle, which doesn't really help at all. If you made it a free roaming camera and you could just adjust however you want, Bomb would be so much better. But because of its current state, because of its current camera system, like, I don't think I could have the fun that I would like to have with a game like Bonbon.
Yeah.
So, Pro Jank Footy.
Okay, so Pro Jank Footy is just, like, incredible in concept. It is so clever, the 8-bit style of everything. You're playing rugby, but, like, it has that, every time you score a goal, it has that vampire survivor system where it brings up 3 options, which, by the way, there were like 50 games that I skipped over because it had that system in it, which they're now considering roguelike. They have been given the title of roguelike, which is not correct, I don't think.
Yeah,
I think it's Survivors-like, really.
Yeah.
But there were like 50 of those games, and I skipped over all of them because I was so sick and tired of seeing that dang 3 choices pop up. It's like, somebody else did it. Do something else, please. Except for Pro Jank Footy. I did see this one. Every time you score a goal in Pro Jank Footy, it adds a new rule to the game. And the rules can be something like, your team can now drive cars. And, or there's a brick wall that builds up in front of the goalpost, and you have to break through it by hitting it with the ball. And then there's also, like, big mode, where, like, you have characters that grow in size compared to everybody else. It is so ridiculously wacky. It's like if Monty Python made a rugby game. So the presentation to it was awesome.
Okay.
But I still don't think it was good enough for me to buy it, but I think there was a bunch of other people who would love it. And I think the reason why I don't really want to buy it is because I have a little bit of fatigue from that 3-pick system.
Okay. And it's funny that you mentioned that because the next game on my list is also a 3-pick survivors like Stranger Maidens, Please Protect Me. You play as this guy who has this magical like gem that can help heal and protect other warriors. So you can have up to 3 warriors at the same time going through a map. A side-scroller kind of adventure with Vampire Survivors like gameplay elements where it's just non-stop enemies finding you left and right. Surprisingly, I had a lot of fun, and this was one of my favorites that I actually played. But when you see the artwork, you know what kind of game this is, and you can kind of guess what your reward for completing a level will be.
I could harbor a guess.
Go ahead.
Oh,
okay.
I thought it was rhetorical.
They buy you
Okay. No. Yes. There is an adults only label on this game, so you can absolutely guess what you'll be rewarded. I do think there is a way in this game where you can turn that off if you just want to enjoy the gameplay aspect of Stranger Maidens. It surprisingly is a lot of fun. For all the right reasons, actually. For all the right reasons. The corn is just a nice side with the rest of this game. I could actually see myself buying this one. Again, not for the corn, but for the actual cuisine of gameplay that this has. So yeah, give it a try if you're old enough. Now we will. Oh, Night Wings.
Yeah, so this one also is deceptive in the way that it looks because there is no gameplay element to the way that the characters are designed. This game is not great. However, when I played it, it gave me the strangest nostalgia for walking into an arcade that has a laser tag arena attached to it. Like, do you know what I'm talking about? Where like you walk into like one of those old arcades from the early 2000s and you're like, that game right there is only found in this arcade and nowhere else ever.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, I get what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, like there's like do you remember that weird like beat 'em up Die Hard game?
Yep.
Like this game reminds me of that. It doesn't play that way, but it's just the feeling that I get when I see it. So you play as a Valkyrie and you just fly on this field towards like the boss or whatever. And it's a bullet hell. So like, but it's a third person bullet hell. So you're shooting into Z space. And the depth of field is horrible. You can't see like when things are close enough to collect them. So like you kill an enemy and you collect their gems for upgrades. And then like I wouldn't buy it by any means, but thank you so much, demo, for giving me this like little trip down memory lane that you probably weren't going for.
Yeah. They kind of also have dark crystal faces.
Yeah.
Do you notice? Like they kind of look like the human. They look like the gelfs.
Gelflings.
Yep.
The Geflings. They look like the Geflings.
100% see it. That is, yes, I do see it.
Okay. All right. Next one. We Gotta Go. So basically, it's a horror comedy game where instead of a health meter, you have a poop meter. So, like, you have to go through these levels and solve these puzzles and deal with these monsters before, basically, you get the shit scared out of you. Literally. It's definitely one of those games where it's YouTubers will play this all together. Yeah.
Friend slop is what I. So
It is.
yeah, I coined the term streamer bait, which is correct, but I think the internet term is called friend slop.
Yeah, it's a friend slop.
Friend slop. That's it. Yep,
It's a friend slop game. Again, I wish I could have liked it better because there were some funny elements to it, but I don't know what it was about the actual attack mechanics of the game. It just felt like I was trying to attack a monster and nothing was happening, and I was just seeing my poop meter getting bigger and bigger and bigger as
Tell me about it.
Yeah, it could have been a better idea. It could have been a better concept. There's another game that's going to be coming up, I think, shortly that's very similar to my gripes, but there's a good idea in here. I like the concepts of horror comedy games because there's too many like just straight up horror games. There's too many there are too many games that are trying to be like Dead by Daylight, and I would like to play a horror game that makes you laugh more than make you shriek. And We Gotta Go could possibly do something like that, but it's got to fix its control mechanisms because you can't really defend yourself properly in this game. Alright, so we got Runik's Pinball Roguelike.
Okay, so in concept, this game it seems awesome. You play pinball, like your adventure is in a pinball machine.
Didn't we actually already have a game like this?
Did we? I don't know. This is the only pinball game that I've played.
Or sort of ball-based?
Is this the one that I watched you play?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It got boring so fast. Like, I was expecting that, like, when you lost, it would generate a new pinball machine. Like, there would be pinball mechanics that would randomly generate, so you get a different pinball every time.
Yeah.
That's what I thought you would get when you got a roguelike pinball machine. But no, it's Vampire Survivor-like upgrades to the ball that you have. And the middle of the pinball machine generates a monster, and you have to hit the pinball at it in order to kill the monster. And that's it. So, like, in concept, it could have been awesome. Like, you could have had all of these different pinball machines and things going on, but instead it was just the same pinball machine every single time, and you just tried to upgrade the ball.
Okay. All right. Next on my list, John Carpenter's Toxic Commando.
Yeah. Another horde shooter.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wanted to try this one, but I was like, I'm not up for multiplayer. I don't have the time for this.
I will say this. I played it solo. And what do you want to call it? The CPU players that will play in the place of real players, they have good intelligence levels. They actually shoot and kill things, unlike most other CPU games where, they're absolute shit. I will say when I first started playing this game, I was not getting into it because it was reminding me too much of like Left 4 Dead, where you're just shooting constant zombies over and over again while you're trying to fix up your truck and try to get to the initiative. But when the game switched over more to an open world sort of setup, I was kind of greeted with, like, this should have been what Dead Island 2 should have been. Like the gameplay mechanics of Toxic Commando, the open world aspects, and the gameplay mechanics gave me like that first Dead Island feel that I really liked, that was lacking both in Riptide and in Dead Island 2. It felt like this was the proper progress from these sorts of like open world zombie survival horror games. I had fun. I actually legit had fun playing Toxic Commando. The more I played it, the more I enjoyed myself. I do understand that maybe a lot of people still have that zombie game fatigue, but knowing John Carpenter, this is John Carpenter here, I think he might have figured out how to change the formula enough where it feels like a fresher take on that zombie game mechanic. I liked it.
Let's be honest, John Carpenter just did the soundtrack. He's just like, all right, I'll press my one key. And,
I think he actually plays one of the characters. I think he plays the old man in this game.
Yeah. But
what? John Carpenter's an old man. No.
Yeah.
But that
Old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you.
But that's what I find funny about the whole concept in general is you say like, oh, but it's John Carpenter, or like we have to remember that John Carpenter has made both the best movie ever made and the worst movie ever made. He is truly the best director because he has made the full spectrum of every kind of movie you can make, from just the worst trash, like garbage, bottom of the barrel stuff to like, wow, nothing will ever beat this film.
Yeah. I'll assume you are talking about, he did Big Trouble in Little China, right?
Well, he did, yeah, Big Trouble in Little China, The Thing. Those are like his top two greatest, but like then you have like Ghosts of Mars and Vampires that are like at like the worst films ever made.
And the first Halloween.
Oh, the first Halloween's like, yeah, I love that. That's actually one of my favorite slasher films ever, even though it's not really a slasher film.
Yeah.
The slasher film genre exists because of Halloween.
Yes, exactly. Well, whether you consider that a good thing or bad thing depends on your taste in slasher films.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it's a good, okay. But yeah, give it a try. I think the demo is still up even after Next Fest. I think the full game comes out the end of this month or next month. But I actually liked it. Like, props to you. Normally I'm not a fan of these types of games, but I had fun playing Toxic Commando, which says a lot, which really does say a lot. Briefcase.
Okay, Briefcase. Quite simply, Briefcase is the part of Resident Evil 4 where you're organizing your inventory and you have to move and rotate stuff around so it fits in Leon's suitcase to make sure it packs all in there. That's literally the entire game. It gives you like a bunch of squares and it gives you a bunch of weapons and you have to fill the space perfectly with all those things.
So a puzzle game.
It is a very relaxing puzzle game. There is no action, there's nothing. All you do is you just put a jigsaw puzzle together with weapons. Now, so there, if you want a game like this with action in it, a friend of mine turned me on to a game called Backpack Battles, which is out, and it's the same thing. You buy items in a shop and you have to fit them inside of your backpack, but those items are the things that you bring into battle with you, and you have to put them next to each other in order for them to combo off of each other to make stronger attacks against your enemy, which is pretty cool. But this one is relaxing.
Okay. Nothing more relaxing than organizing me guns. All right. Pragmata sketchbook. There was this demo for this. I will say this game surprised me. I liked the elements of switching between hacking as the little girl and the third-person shoot 'em up or third-person shooter with the soldier character. Like, I was not expecting to like this demo as much as I thought I would. This is Capcom making a brand new IP, and like I thought they were. Even though I just said that, oh, Capcom's been on a roll lately, I thought they were going to shit the bed with Pragmata. But I was surprisingly proven wrong by this game. Because it's one of those where you have to like be on your toes at all times, constantly trying to hack the robots so you can shoot and destroy them much quicker than you would be able to just with your gun alone.
Well, I thought this was going to be one of those games that just never came out. Because they presented the trailer for this like 3 years ago. Yeah. And it got delayed like 2 or 3 times. I can't remember. But like the fact that there's actually a playable demo now is kind of shocking.
Yeah, I think this one comes out in May or April or May. But I was pleasantly surprised. I really liked how the game kept you moving, kept you hacking, kept you shooting throughout the whole thing. And then having some puzzler elements as well to get from one place to another. I liked it. Like, I want to experience more Pragmata. Actually got me excited for this game. I went into it being like very hesitant to play the demo itself. and then be like, okay, might as well finally play it so I can have something else to talk about on the show. And yeah, it's really good. The demo is really, really good.
I think I'm going to have to go back and try this one.
I recommend it, yeah. All right. Video editor. Hey, it's a story about my life. After I do this podcast recording.
This game is really cool. So it's a puzzle game and it's like a platformer puzzle game. So in the editing window up top, you have your little character or characters. And what you do is you record little line bits. You have for every video, you have a certain amount of time, like within 10 seconds, and you have to move your character onto the goal. And then it will give you more characters where, like, you'll take one line and you'll do 3 seconds of the character standing on the button so it'll open up a door. And then you'll take your character and have them run forward so that it times it so that the door opens at the same time that you're on it. And you have to try to get the shortest time possible to get the most views and subscribers for your YouTube channel. But what you need to do is you need to move your times on the timeline so your characters move at the right time in order to trigger the right events. And it's really clever, like really, really clever. Simple, not a complex game at all, but some of the puzzles are really puzzling. You know, they're actually challenging to do. So I like this one.
Okay, nice. All right, and then we have Werewolf the Inner Beast. So this popped up as a recommendation on my Steam Next Fest. Yeah, okay, I'll give this a try. It's like a horror survivor kind of game where you're a woman who's trapped in a spaceship that's being overrun by werewolves and rogue soldiers. And, like, there's very good atmosphere in the game. It's one of those where, like, the graphics, like, they definitely spent a lot of time, like, detailing the characters before they detailed the worlds. And there were a couple of very good jump scares that happened to me while I was playing this game. But throughout it, I was like, why does this game feel like it was made by a game company that'd be better known for making corn games? So I did some research, and it turns out Werewolf the Inner Beast is the M-rated version of Project Werewolf, which is an adults-only video game.
Huh. Interesting.
So
it's one of those China slop games.
No, not Chinese. No, not a Chinese game. No. I don't know where it's from, but it's not China.
It does look like an asset flip game.
Because like China makes all those asset flip corn games. But, and this looks like it would be one of those asset flip Chinese games.
Yeah. I will say that I did, after this, I did download the demo for Project Werewolf just to see the difference between the two, and it's like, it's not really worth. The corn is just not worth it. The corn's kind of pathetic in this game. But Werewolf the Inner Beast, I feel like if you play just the M-rated version of the game, you get the same experience, and just without the disappointing corn parts. Am I recommending it? Not really. Try the demo yourself. See if it's up your alley. The only thing that maybe might entice you to go and play it is, even though there's no corn, you can play the game with your character completely naked. So there's just that. All right. So, I don't know. Just I can't even say if that's a recommendation or not. All right, Songrunner.
I don't know. What's happening?
All right, so Songrunner is really cool. It's a basic platformer puzzler game where what you do is you have like a simple beat on every level. It's like what you do is you press numbers on the keyboard to build new platforms. But if anybody has ever used like GarageBand or Pro Tools or something like that, and you use the paint note thing and you can compose your own music doing that, imagine those notes that you paint on the timeline, but those are the platforms you jump on. So what happens is there's a little play button that keeps looping around, and it will play your notes on the platforms that you create. And so essentially you write the soundtrack to the game as you complete levels.
Oh, so like the Mario Paint part, where it's like you create the song, but as a platformer.
Yes, and it's pretty cool. It's really simple in concept, but very cool and well executed. I definitely recommend this one.
Okay. So, this is another friend slop game, Frog Squad. Basically, in this game, you have to go through different levels and collect as much food as you can before. If you eat too much food, you like kind of become this big round ball, which makes it a lot harder for you to move around. And you have to deliver this food to like a raft to send to your frog king or some sort of monstrous king. Again, it's definitely a friend slop game. Only people with YouTube accounts with lots of friends will be playing a game like this. It's cute looking. I will give it that. It is very cute looking. I like the character designs, but what's the game where like you're the robots and you're trying to carry all the stuff and bring it from one place to another? What?
Repo?
Yes, it's basically Repo, but with frogs. So, again, it's we just talked about this with the AAA gaming industry. It's like, well, people are already going to want to play a game. People aren't going to want to play Frog Squad because we've already got a Frog Squad. It's called Repo. So, I don't know. Maybe the cuteness of the game might appeal more to people, but who knows?
Well, it's kind of like, with the whole survivors. I almost said epidemic, which that's still kind of true. But like the survivors trend, where everybody's making a survivors-like game, and like the fact that there was like a survivors-like game, then somebody made Wedding Witch. Like Wedding Witch was fun, like in that sense of like, oh, it's a survivors-like and it's not very involved. There's one character and a lot of cool powers, and then they add like level progression. There's a final boss, so there's actually a goal to it. I get it. This is fun. And then everybody starts making their own. People make it with hentai. People make it with oh, I have this cool idea, so I'm gonna make my own version of it. And it's not a hard type of game to make, because I've looked up tutorials on how to make it in Unity, and I was thinking like, oh, how cool would it be if I made like a free Solarian Sun version of this and make a survivors like for Solarian Sun. Like that would be cool. And so I get why people are making so many games like this, and then like you have these friend slop games where people are basically trying to make the next viral hit that the big Twitch player is going to be playing on Twitch, and then their game explodes and makes $1 million for like a week, but they become millionaires overnight, and then they nothing,
Yeah.
So it's because it's the Among Us effect, right?
Yes,
This is all because of Among Us.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason why we have Repo and the reason why we have, what's that game where you're like spaceships and you're going to get trash in space and.
I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, and you're expendable. See, I forget what there's so many of them. I just forget what these games are called now. Something company.
A Blackout Company.
Blackout Company. And the reason why those games exist is because of Among Us.
Yeah.
Because they became millionaires overnight, and people are trying to copy that effect and become the next millionaires overnight because of games that you can play as a community, and then people forget about it. So we're seeing trends as we do with all these generations of games. We always see trends.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Okay. All right. Sweep Cremental. Oh my gosh! Is this a Minesweep game?
It is. It's Minesweeper. But what you do is. This one is a different kind of upgrade system. It's a cell upgrade system. So you have like one upgrade in the middle, and then when you buy that upgrade, it branches out into a bunch of other upgrades, and you just create this web of upgrades as you continue to play. And you get coins by playing Minesweeper, and you get extra money every time you mark a bomb correctly. You have to uncover all of the tiles, and then just get more and more upgrades, which gives you more and more mines every single time, and your board gets bigger and bigger and bigger, but you also have all these upgrades that will, like the little rabbit right there.
Yeah.
like you start every level with a bunch of rabbits that jump out and they randomly pick a cell and they just jump on the cells.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then like you'll get a bomb forgiveness, which is represented by a turtle lying on a bomb. So it was fun. If you like Minesweeper, I kind of like the brain teasers of a Minesweeper game every once in a while. This one was pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this one is called Roommates, Romance, and Ringing Hearts. This is an interactive Japanese TV drama. In fact, Asahi TV, or TV Asahi, which is based in Roppongi, which I've been to their studio many, many times, created this game. And basically, you are the protagonist of a TV drama rom-com. And the story is you're supposed to move into your own place in Tokyo. Last minute, someone else buys your apartment with more money, and then you find yourself living in a share house with one of your childhood friends who is also a girl. And then you have other people moving in who are also girls. So you have to play the game and try to attempt to romance one of the 4 or 5 girls that will be living with you in the share house. This game entertained me immensely because there are parts of the game that have these sort of quick time events that are like interactive, but when you like have a character, like click on a character and have them do something, they're all live action, but they're acting like they're just video game characters. Like the girl's like, boop, 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 boop. So it's like she literally will just like jump or skip to an item and like pick it up like she would be like a video game character and start like sweeping the floor or picking up the laundry or doing other things. Like they made this game intentionally cheesy, and like I can't help but love it for that.
Huh. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with her arm in this picture.
Oh,
like she's so skinny, and it was like, is it like AI?
No,
AI image.
No, it's not AI. This is all video image. It's all full motion video. Yeah, like the whole game is full motion video. Even the interactive parts are all full motion video. Even when you're trying to choose the dialogue tree, like they are still talking to you. The video's still going. It's really cool. I liked it. Like this is a game that I think I will buy the full version of and try out for myself. Because like it's got the right amount of cheese. This is one of those moments where you cannot have too much cheese. Like a good cheese pizza. Like this. I liked it. I loved it for all the right reasons. I do think the demo is still out. Give it a try yourself. It's good. They really ham it up in all the best ways possible in this game.
Her arm is broken though.
Like I like the concept.
Yeah. Please give it a try. Wild Blue Skies.
Star Fox.
It's Star Fox. It's literally Star Fox. It's made by the Star Fox team. It's got the cutscenes like Star Fox. It has the exact same help out your buddies like Star Fox, or else like their ship breaks. It is Star Fox. But like I think they pushed a little bit more on the fur affinity side when making this game, though, because like it is definitely a lot furrier than other iterations of Star Fox. Although I will say that the ones with crystal in them are pretty furry bait.
Yeah, Star Fox Adventures, absolutely.
This game though was way harder than Star Fox 64.
Really?
It like I had trouble beating the demo level that they gave you. It was pretty hard.
Okay.
Strangely enough, like all of the ships that you fought against were way stronger. Like it took me probably like 4 or 5 waves of enemies before I shot down my first ship. it was very strange. Like all of the ships like just wouldn't die as I shot them. So, but it's Star Fox. If you like Star Fox, get Wild Blue Skies.
Okay. And then the last game I played, a very historically accurate video game called Dino Blade. You're a dinosaur with a sword. And before you ask, why didn't they call it Dinosaurs? There's already a game called Dinosaurs. It's a pixelated dinosaur game. This one is full 3D, very much like hack and slash, Souls-like, where you play a dinosaur with a sword fighting other dinosaurs with swords.
Yeah, very strange. I saw the trailer and it totally looked like asset flips, but I don't think it is.
No, it is not an asset flip game. It's bro, it's so fun. This is like feeding off of all of my 1980s kid energy. You got my love of dinosaurs, and you've got these medieval swords like in He-Man. You just put them together, boom, you got Dino Blade. And it's just dinosaurs fighting each other with swords. And like, can you ask for anything more? The answer is no. That's all you need for a very fun video game, surprisingly. What's the journey? What's the end goal for Dino Blade? I have no idea, but I kind of want to find out. This, unfortunately, is the last game that I actually played. John played quite a few more, although there is one game on here that I can, or actually two games in here that I will be able to talk about. So I guess the first one on here is Demon Shot.
Yeah, Demon Shot is...
Demon Shot.
It's either Demon Shot or Dimen Shot. I mean, you're probably right. It's probably Dimen Shot, like Dimension or something. But it's super fun. It's a boomer shooter. It moves really fast. You just go from room to like arena room to arena room, and you shoot weapons, throw weapons. You collect the weapons of bad guys. So like you pick up the weapons of the bad guys, and you only have the amount of ammo that's in their clip. So you have to keep killing enemies to get their weapons, and then like heal by killing enemies and stuff. And it's like super fast paced. It's kind of like a puzzle game mixed with Doom, like eternal fighting. And I had a blast playing it. It was super fun.
Awesome.
Very short iteration cycles.
Yeah, cool. All right, next up we have Survivors.
I'm surprised this is on your list, because this was another game I was sitting watching Jonathan play, and it seemed pretty dull.
You know what? But I kept going back to play it afterwards, and it like at face value, it is kind of dull. But it was super addicting. It's like, what if Vampire Survivors was Doom and Helldivers in 40K? Like all that stuff mixed together, and that's like what your game is. But I couldn't stop playing it. I just like had to go back and play another session. So I'm also very surprised, because like, yeah, I kind of want to keep upgrading my weapons.
Okay. Dive or die?
This one was probably one of my favorites, and it was definitely a sleeper hit for me because it's not my style of game.
Okay.
It's an economy builder game where it has permadeath in it. So like you are in this world where there's this eldritch horror rain. It starts raining, and every time you're hit with a raindrop, you get turned more and more into like a possessed demon. And so all these people, like all humanity started hiding away from the rain, but then it started to flood the earth. And so all the people had to move up to these high points, and so all of your cities are flooded under the oceans that are now risen to the very top of mountains. And you have to dive down into the water to get like resources for your village.
Yeah.
And the creatures, the sea creatures that they created for underneath are terrifying looking. Like the artwork in this is so good in the way that they have all these creatures drawn, the ones that are swimming around. But like, again, it has permadeath. There are many times where I've Alt F4'd out of the game so that my diver wouldn't die, because like I need the humans to run my society. I need to bring back all of the materials. It's a very, very stressful game, but I loved it. I think I might actually keep trying this game out.
Okay. All right. I will vouch and say that this game is awesome. I played the full version. You can read my review of the full version on either the B3 site or Amuck in Japan. Like this, Scott Pilgrim X is what a follow-up to Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the video game, in my opinion, should be like.
Yeah, and I was really surprised about this too, because like I'm done with Scott Pilgrim. Like I could care
like
less.
20 years ago.
Yeah, almost 20 years ago.
At this point, but I did try this game, and it's now moved from a Streets of Rage beat 'em up to a River City Ransom beat 'em up.
Yes, yeah. Which I mentioned in my review. Like, this is more of River City Ransom compared to Streets of Rage or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game, which, by the way, Tribute Games also made Shredder's Revenge. Yeah. So
the combos in the game are like Streets of Rage 4. Really highly intricate combos that you can do. The animation in the game is stellar. Like, the character designs for all of the side characters are really amazing. Mm-hmm. And like that's old school Scott Pilgrim humor is there. It's not as annoying as it was in the comic book, though. Like, I think that it's actually a little bit pulled back into like a more modern generation of humor now, so I kind of liked it a lot. Yeah,
I think because Brian Lee O'Malley actually wrote the story and everything for this. Like, everybody came back. This is technically a sequel to Scott Pilgrim versus the World. It's legit. Like, this is what happens after the comic book ends. So yeah, and I felt like he did right. He did it right.
Yeah, because you can play as Scott or Ramona, and then two of the evil X's. Yeah, like the other characters that you play as. I didn't know that Brian Lee O'Malley came back. It doesn't surprise me that he did. But I've actually wonder how he has matured as a writer, because I find that like his writings from his last like 3 or 4 books that I've read are like too juvenile for my taste.
Oh, okay. So like with Seconds or Snot Girl, or I think those are the only two that he's written since Scott Pilgrim.
Lost at Sea.
Lost at Sea came before Scott Pilgrim.
Okay, all right. I liked Lost at Sea a lot.
Yeah, Lost at Sea was actually very melancholy. I liked them.
Yeah, I didn't like Seconds at all, really.
I did. But like, as someone who loved Scott Pilgrim, was expecting Seconds to be like not exactly a continuation, but a continued evolution of Brian Lee O'Malley's writing, I was kind of disappointed in that aspect. Yeah. But Scott Pilgrim X, like, again, like what we all have said, like this feels like it's 20 years too late, but like
still fun,
still a blast. I'm glad it exists.
Yeah.
And I'm shocked. Like, I had a lot of fun. I'm actually going to probably play a lot more of the full game later on. Not today, but probably during the week. I had so much fun. Shout out to my friend Brandon from Shadow Gaming, who helped me with playing the game online. So he made playing the game a lot of fun. This is definitely a game that I think a lot more people are really going to enjoy. Yeah. Next on your list, dude, Starship Troopers Ultimate Bug War.
Oh yeah.
We want to talk about a game that's 20 years too late. This is another one.
Well, what's the game series that Earth Defense Force? Like Earth Defense Force is basically Starship Troopers, but now Starship Troopers has actually made its own video game.
And it feels a lot like Earth Defense Force. You have a lot of ammo. There's a lot of enemies. All you do is just shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot. But the graphics to it are really cool. They're like a Duke Nukem-esque style era.
Shooter. Yes.
Boomer shooter, right?
Yeah. And so you move pretty fast. There's a lot of weapons. There's a lot of cool weapons. Like the weapons are super fun to shoot in the game. It's really fun to tear bugs apart in the game. And you just run on these humongous maps to all of these objective points. And the videos, they play the propaganda videos in the middle of all of your missions.
Yeah.
And they're all live action videos, and they're really funny.
Yeah, and they're starring Rico, right? Like the actual, like the actor who played Rico in Starship Troopers came back to do it.
If they are, I didn't notice.
Yeah.
But I would go back and check because it's a lot of fun.
He's at least in all the promo material, like he's in all the trailers and stuff.
Yeah. This game was a ton of fun. This game will definitely scratch your itch for if you want a game where you just turn it on real quick, kill a bunch of things, and then go off and do something else.
Yeah. The reason why I'm familiar with this is because Citadel Dev is the one who pointed it out. So because I follow Citadel Dev on Twitter, I went ahead and looked this up and saw that it was a thing. It looks cool.
It's so much fun.
Nice.
I was surprised at how much fun I had with it.
All right. And last but not least, this is a game I played at Tokyo Game Show. One that I'm very looking forward to. Densha Attack.
Yeah. I had a blast playing this game.
Yeah.
So much.
Oh no. Oh no. What happened to everybody? My internet's still good. Oh no. All right. Slowly but surely, everybody's coming back. Hold on. Chotomate. Oh my goodness. All right. Is everyone back?
Yeah.
I've been here.
Yeah, I've been back.
That is weird. That is so weird. Okay. All right. For some reason, we lost you for a second. Okay.
Huh.
All right.
It's doing that weird thing where it keeps adding like things in the Streamlabs where it just keeps adding new blocks of people. Anyways, yeah.
Yes?
Oh, did we lose him?
Oh, he froze.
Yeah, John's frozen.
John was frozen today.
Which stinks because he's the only one that played these games. Oh, here's Jonathan.
Here's Jonathan again.
Nope, and he froze again.
And he froze again. Weird.
Well,
something's going on his end. It's another John Star.
Yeah, we keep getting more and more of your blocks now. There's like...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's three John Stars in our block.
So weird.
Okay.
Anyways, Densha Attack is really fun, and I can't wait. It's super stylish. It's super funny. The game idea is insane, and I love it. And I can't wait to play it.
It's my kind of train autism. And they actually... And they had the composer, and they had the composer from Jet Set Radio come and actually do the music for this game too. By the way,
oh, that's pretty funny because the way that I described it was Jet Set Radio, but with trains.
Yeah, and they actually got the guy who does the Jet Set Radio songs to do the soundtrack. So it is Jet Set Radio with trains.
Very bass.
Yeah, yeah. I can't wait for the full version of this. Yeah. And that is it, I think, for all of our Steam Next Fest games. So, yeah, that is it for all in all. Some very good and interesting demos, some very shitty demos. I think, again, it goes back to what we were talking about. There's so much to look forward to in the indie game aspect. But I will say that, like, Pragmata from Capcom looks awesome. John Carpenter's... game looks really, really good as well. Surprisingly, Toxic Commando looks surprisingly very good.
Yeah. Can I just say one thing real quick about Steam Next Fest?
Yes.
So there are easily hundreds upon hundreds of demos that are thrown in there. And at
Yes.
the end of it all, they have the top 50 demos that were downloaded and seen that they put into a list and say, here's the top 50 demos, go play them.
Okay.
For 2 Steam Next Fest in a row, I have not played a single game in the top 50, which I don't know what it says about me as a gamer or as about me in the gaming community, but I don't find any of the top games interesting.
Yeah.
So I did mention one thing about like how much Survivors stuff there is now, which is annoying. But the other thing that I came across too was how many games were simulating computer desktops. Very strange trend where like you were either building PCs or you're deleting malware off of a computer or you're changing code, something of that sort. But I can't tell you the number one thing that was the biggest problem for those of you who are thinking about putting out a game for Steam Next Fest is the games that had just screenshots and no videos of your game was really problematic to me.
Yeah.
I didn't download a single game that didn't have a video to it. And there were so many that did that, but the reason too is like, I'll download your game if your art looks really good. But if your art doesn't look good and you don't have a video to show me what your gameplay looks like, I'm not going to download it. So that was another thing that, and there were so many of them that I clicked on, nothing to show. It's just like, just download the game, just try it. Trust me, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. All right. So, and Steam Next Fest is something that happens every quarter of.
Yep.
So we'll be, of course, talking more about Steam Next Fest on future episodes of Duck Amuck in Japan. So please look forward to that. And that, I guess, wraps up this week's episode. And as I mentioned, Boss and Bash Brigade is coming to an end March 31st. Technically, the very last article that will be published on Boss and Bash Brigade has been written. I just got to tinker with it. And, basically it is an article that really sums up everything that Boss and Bass Brigade has done and accomplished in the last, nearly 17 years of its existence. So please look forward to that piece. But Duck Amuck in Japan is alive, it is kicking, and that website is live for you to check out, duckjapan.com. Still tinkering with it until it launches officially on April 1st, and we'll continue to tinker with from time to time because it's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be a perfect website. It's always going to be a work in progress. It'll always be in alpha. It'll never be in beta because there'll always be something to it where like, oh, I got to change this part of it. I've got to change this part of it.
Sound like Walt Disney.
Yes, I am Walt Disney, but less anti-Semitic. But not anti-Semitic at all. Not anti-Semitic at all. I should make that point. I love everybody. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's wrap up this show. Boys, plug away. Andrew, you go first.
All right. Well, if you want to check out my work, you can head to SolarianSun.com, where you can read my comic book totally for free. It is also not anti-Semitic and very accessible to everybody who wants to read it. As of right now, you can read up to page. I actually forget what page I'm posting for free, but it's a lot. It's like well over 300 pages, and we're about to finish chapter 13, which is the end of volume 2. So you can read the first 2 volumes almost entirely for free at SolarianSun.com. However, if you want to go to patreon.com/AFLM, you can read all the way up to page 990, which will be posting tomorrow at the $5 tier. You can sign up there for free to get all of my updates. I highly encourage that people go and at least sign up at my Patreon for free to get all my book updates exclusively as well as exclusive art. But if you want to pay a little bit of money, you can monthly you can get all the new pages as they come out. Where I am currently working on page 1014.
Damn.
And with that, Volume 5 is almost done. So we're actually looking at another Kickstarter campaign right around the corner. So look forward to that, because that is going to be awesome. I'm gonna get some great guest artists to help me out with some of the art, and but more on that soon. Go onto the Patreon and sign up for free to kind of get what's kicking around with that. Other than that, you can find me at AFLM_art on X and Instagram.
All right, and John Star.
You can find me at The Line Block on Instagram, where you can find all my neat little doodles. You can find my book, I Think Life's All Right, for free. And you can also find me starting to campaign to get Puppet Soon to give us a quack.
Please do that. Yeah, draw a Puppet Soon. Draw a Puppet Soon in your thing.
Yeah.
On your Instagram. And maybe you do the same, Andrew. We need to draw Puppet Soon to get his attention. I want Puppet Soon on my show.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right. And of course, b3crew.com. That's coming to an end soon. You can go to duckjapan.com now. Follow me on all the social media stuff. Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, King Baby Duck ESH. I am not going to change my name when Duck Japan goes full. I want to just keep to my roots. I want to remember where I came from. I want to remember I came from the Electric Sisterhood. Electric Sisterhood helped me grow. And of course, Duck Amuck in Japan on Twitch and on YouTube. And the next episode of this will technically be the last Duck Amuck in Japan under the Boston Bastard Brigade umbrella. So I don't know what I'll plan for that. Tune on in, see what happens. So, yeah, until next time, this is your King Baby Duck.
AFLM.
Answer.
Reminding you, if you're going to chase your dreams, make sure you run amok.
Amuck.
All right. Okay. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.